We're going back in time to the first Thanksgiving to get turkeys off the menu.
Hello and welcome to Sports Talk in the Burgh. I am your host, Brett Magulik, joined by CSC producer and D1 Nick Evans hater, Nate Fennell, and birthday boy, Jordan Morak. You two being together, again, scares me a little bit, but, you know, here we go. Let's get the show without anyone being a jack-off. Please. Kicking things off with some big Pittsburgh news. The new Pittsburgh International Airport is officially open. Assistant producer Joey joins us from the airport to sign each NFL team the seat that they deserve. So, Joey, the floor is yours.
Thanks, Brett. Let me tell you guys, this new Pittsburgh airport is really something. I got myself a first-class flight out of here today, and with the NFL season coming to an end, I'm going to order the NFL teams by seating charts on an airplane based on who I think deserves the best seats on the flight. Starting off quickly with some teams who frankly missed the flight. The Jets, Titans, Raiders, Giants, Saints, Cardinals, and Falcons all woke up a little too late in the season, with the Falcons and Saints being the only two teams with 3 wins on the season. So my piece of advice for them is to find a new flight for next year and come back to this beautiful airport a little more prepared next time. Now for teams who made the flight but are listed in the economy seating chart are teams who I think are worthy enough to make the flight but are too cheap enough to make a run at the playoffs this year. The Browns are the only team with 2 wins in economy and by some perfectly timing arrival by quarterback Shedeur Sanders. The Dolphins are a team I like that would look out for in this group to make a jump into the economy premium. They have the 26th ranked strength and schedule in the NFL with 6 games remaining left in the season. Not saying they can make a jump to business and make the playoff run, but watch out for some economy teams to shake things up near the top of the plane. Now let's upgrade a little bit to premium economy, moving up a level with some better leg room. These teams are currently in the hunt for playoffs. I want to highlight the Baltimore Ravens, who now have a healthy roster for the most part and will always be a scary team to play late in the season. Even though their last win was over the Browns, they showed that even if Lamar Jackson, their MVP quarterback, throws 2 interceptions and no touchdowns, that their defense can be the difference maker. The Ravens can be on the way up and soar up into the playoffs and even maybe up into business class if they can play with some consistent QB play and their stellar defense holds up. Moving up the cabin to business class, where there are a lot of elite teams like the Rams, Bills, Bucks, who are rolling and getting some more extensive leg room and some nice snacks for the flight. The Broncos, however, stick out most in this flight class, rolling into Week 12 with a 9-2 record. Denver is on pace to set a single-season record in sacks with 75. All-Pro cornerback Patrick Surtain is expected to be back after the bye, and second-year phenom quarterback Bo Nix leading the charge. The defense is 4th in rushing yards per game, only allowing 88 yards a game, and 5th in passing yards per game with 185 yards a game. The Broncos and teams in the business class are teams to keep an eye out for a deep playoff run, but don't deserve the best treatment on the airline, which is first class. Speaking of first class, the Bears, Eagles, Patriots, and Colts are teams that deserve the best seats on the plane. These are the top teams right now and soaring up and up in the standings. The Colts have been at the top all season, averaging 38 points a game, leading the league in yards per game at 397 yards a game. The Patriots defense have carried them to a 9-2 record and are the current #1 seed in the AFC. The Eagles are the reigning Super Bowl champs that deserve the best treatment as possible wherever they go to, along with being the #1 seed in the NFC. And the Bears have won 7 out of their last 8 games, with Ben Johnson turning Caleb Williams into a top 10 quarterback in the league, leading the Bears to soaring near the top of the standings. My friends, these are the teams that deserve the best airline service in the league, period.
Wow, what a list there from Joey. Jordan and Nate, I got to know, what do you guys think about this?
Oh, man, Joey, there's so much going on with this list. I don't even know where to start, but you know what?
A lot of good stuff going on, right?
Joey?
Yeah, there's so much good stuff going on with this list, just like this beautiful airport.
Yes, Joey, I know exactly where to start. The Browns, okay? You have the Browns at economy instead of Mr. Flight. It seems like there's a bit of bias there with it.
They made it on perfect timing. Perfect timing.
Perfect timing.
They just
Shedeur
started.
Shedeur is a 5th-round pick.
He's a rookie. Relax. Exactly.
He did not have a good game. I do not know why you think, oh, Shedeur came in, they're going to be all types of good now. No, that's not how this works. And then let's go to another thing, right? You have the Rams at business class, but you have the Bears above them, and there is no world where the Bears are a series contender above the Los Angeles Rams.
Yes,
they have proved this year
It's
that
this
they
one,
have
actually.
a top offense in different personnel, whatever you want to do. If you want to go small, they got it. If you want to go big, they got it. Matt Stafford is playing out of his
Honestly,
mind
I feel
right
like
now.
what you have to do here, maybe even move the Rams up a spot, because I feel like the Bears are a scary team this year.
The Bears are not scary.
Okay, if I were to move a
They've
team up,
they won 7 of their last 8. They are a scary team.
if we're moving a team up, which I don't want to, which I think the list is perfectly fine.
Bears can
I would
beat
take the
bad
Coles out
teams.
and put the Rams up because, yeah, I mean, Matt Stafford, Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua, yeah, they're balling right now, but I think the team's at the top right now.
I think
Best
any
team in the
team
league.
that's quarterbacked by Patrick Mahomes needs to automatically be put in the business class. And then back to the Bears thing, the Bears take is awful. I mean,
Terrible.
they've had a
7 out of
good
the last 8,
regular
huh?
season. They've had a good regular season, but you're looking too much into their record. I mean, when they get into the playoffs, if they make the playoffs, they're gonna get smoked. I mean, you have them.
had the same
You have them 2 classes above the Seahawks. Joey, you have them 2 classes above the Seahawks.
Because they're 2
and now
classes
listen to me when I
ahead of
tell
the
you
Seahawks.
this.
You're not
Listen to
doing
me
that.
when I
What
tell
are
you
you
this.
talking
If
about
they
to me?
face off in the playoffs, the Bears will lose by 3 scores. There won't be a
3
chance
scores?
for
Are you
them.
kidding me?
And this is a rare time where I'm good with Nate. The Bears have beat bad teams by very, very little margins. They barely beat the Raiders. They barely beat the Vikings. They are not a top contender football team. They're
You
not
guys
in
are
the
All
first
right,
class.
all right.
wrong.
Well, we all love to hate on Joey. It is one of our favorite pastimes. Excuse me. I do agree. But let's move on a little bit. Moving on, Pittsburgh may become the city of champions once again very, very soon, but not in the way that you think. The Pittsburgh Riverhounds are USL Championship bound for the first time in their 26-year history. Unfortunately, though, Joey is still here. Sorry, viewers. And he thinks that there are now a big 4 of teams in Pittsburgh. Nate and Jordan, I'm going to throw it back to you guys. What do you guys think about another one of Joey's takes?
I mean, I guess you can say there's a team here because, yes, they play their home games in Pittsburgh, but, I mean, that's about all it is. I mean, I don't know what conference they're in, what coach they have, what players they have. I don't know anything about the team.
What league
and
is it a part
truthfully,
of?
I
What
don't
is the
care
USL?
about the team.
Like, here's the thing. I will agree with Nate. Yes, the Riverhounds technically are a team in Pittsburgh. But at the end of the day, this is the United States of America. This is Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. No one in this city, no one in this state, no one in this country gives a darn about soccer at the end of the day, Joey. If you walk outside and you ask 80% of the Yinzers on the street, you ask 80% of Western Pennsylvanians on the street, who are the Riverhounds or what are the Pittsburgh's top sports teams? Who cares if they're the best sports team in Pittsburgh? It doesn't matter. They can win 20 championships in a row, and nobody is going to know them above the Pirates, above the Pens, or above the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is not a soccer city. It will never be a soccer city. I can go outside and ask 15 people, and I guarantee you 12 of them will have no clue that the Riverhounds are a professional sports team.
They'll name 3 names. They'll name 3 teams.
Tell me the last time that the Penguins, Pirates, and Steelers made their own league's championship.
2017, 2016-17, Pittsburgh Penguins.
And
back
Okay,
to
what,
Steelers.
8 years
last
ago,
2010.
perfectly fine. The Riverhounds have been dominant these
What
last couple years.
championship is it, Joey?
Number
What
1 seed
league
in
is it a part of?
2023.
Joey,
Last
here's
year
the
they made
thing.
this.
Here's the thing. The National Football League, Major Baseball League, the National Hockey League. Those are not. Why are we making
You
this
guys are just
comparison,
used to
Joey?
mediocre
Those are
teams
not
the
the
last
same
couple
at
years.
all. No,
Mediocre
no.
teams. The
No,
Hounds
it's
have been
soccer, Joey. This is America. I know that you're a big soccer fan, but Joey, where do you watch a majority of your soccer at?
Huh?
What is the majority of the soccer that you
On
watch?
TV. Like,
International
on
soccer, not American soccer. You know why,
You're
Joey?
just
Because
missing the
nobody
point.
cares. This is America. We care about football.
Cities should
We care
want
about
winning
hockey.
teams.
We care about
Cities
baseball.
should
Joey,
want
nobody
winning
cares
teams.
about the
The
Riverhounds.
Riverhounds
Yo, Nate,
are winning teams.
Can you
They're
tell me
in the
what
championship
sound a Riverhound makes, Nate?
Oh,
Can you tell me?
I think I do know. It's Yeah, it's rough, you know, because nobody actually knows what a river hound is. And this is a joke of a talk because if this is a professional team,
guys.
then so are the wild things.
I gotta catch my flight. I gotta catch my flight. I gotta go, though. I gotta go.
Let's calm it down here. Joey has a flight he has to catch. And honestly, I don't think he could take any more heat. So thank you, Joey, for joining us. We're going to take a break here. But coming up next, are the Pirates going to finally make a big splash this offseason? And is Santa coming early this year for Steeler Nation? Don't go anywhere.
If you love them enough to suck the snot out of their nose at 4 a.m., then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Today, we face an unprecedented crisis. Tens of millions of refugees have been forced from their homes. But you can make a difference. Turn disruption and despair to hope and opportunity. Even small amounts make a big difference. Provide shelter, support, or jobs in your community. The more we understand, the greater sense of belonging we create. Act now. Visit supportcrisisrelief.org.
I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it.
Families don't have to talk about everything, but they should talk about how to plan for an emergency. Get tips and resources to make your family's emergency plan.
Welcome back to Sports Talk in the Burgh. Let's keep things going with the Steel City. Kicking things off at the Gridiron, the Steelers got their swagger back beating the Bengals at Acrisure Stadium Sunday afternoon. During the game, QB Aaron Rodgers went down with a fractured wrist late in the first half. Backup Mason Rudolph came in and led the Steelers to a much-needed win. Money Mason is used to saving Yinzer Nation, though, putting the Steelers in the playoff picture 2 years ago. So, will Christmas come early for fans with Rudolph under center? Jordan, what do you think about this?
No, because I don't think that Aaron Rodgers is not going to play. And if he does not play, it's only going to be a game. Look, he doesn't need surgery or anything like that. His wrist is not his throwing arm wrist. So I do not think that Steelers fans have a lot to worry. But let's just say that Mason Rudolph was going to be the starter for Pittsburgh for a number of weeks. No, he's not the guy. He's never been the guy. Sure, he can get you 8 or 9 wins in a season, but when it really matters, when the Steelers are in the playoffs, he's not going to show up in the big moments. The Steelers need a veteran leadership quarterback like Aaron Rodgers. And while this is not the Aaron Rodgers of year past, being the MVP, Aaron Rodgers throwing 4 picks in a season, this is still a veteran quarterback that knows how to win football games. Mason Rudolph is not that guy, and he will never be that guy.
See, I disagree because
I do
Aaron
too,
Rodgers was once that guy. He's not that guy anymore.
Is Mason Rudolph better than him?
See, it's close because if we watched last Sunday's game, if you watched it, they both got time and action to go against the same exact defense. And it's pretty clear who looked better. It was Mason Rudolph. So, what I think should happen is no matter how Aaron Rodgers is feeling this week, it's pretty obvious he's got some pain he's experiencing. Let him sit the bench. Give Mason his chance. And you want to know what's going to happen when you give Mason his chance? He's going to throw for 4 touchdowns and 300 yards, and he's never going to lose that job again.
Nate,
because and Mason Rudolph, you can guide my sleigh tonight.
I do agree with the Money Mason train. I think he's done it before. I think he can do it again if he has a bigger sample size like he did with the Bengals. I know it was only a half, maybe with a full-on start, no matter how Aaron Rodgers is feeling. Nate, I do agree with you on that one. Give him a start. Just see what happens. Give him a start.
Guys.
If he plays well, great. If he
Guys.
doesn't, you have Aaron Rodgers to fall back on. Like,
Guys.
again, I agree that Aaron Rodgers is not the Aaron Rodgers he once was, but it's still Aaron Rodgers. Like, if Mason Rudolph does not have the best game, you can go back to Aaron Rodgers. Give him a start. See what happens.
Now, Brett and Nate, I have a very important question for you. Does Alzheimer's or dementia run in any of y'all's family? Please answer real quick.
I
don't
actually don't
thi-
know
I
the
don't-
bloodline of my
I don't
family
think
all
so.
that
Okay.
well. I know my mom and dad and my brother, and that's about it.
I don't really-
I'm
I
just
don't
trying to
know
make
that
sure
answer.
because it seems like y'all might have some. Mason Rudolph was a starting quarterback for this season or for this team multiple times in the past.
No,
And
he
you know
wasn't.
what
No, he wasn't.
proved
Not
us?
for a full season.
Never.
You know
he
what
was
he's-
never the starter.
But
He was
has
always the
started
backup.
multiple games for this team. It
Okay.
has
As
been
the backup.
his
He
team
came
for
in-
Always been a
multiple
backup.
games. Okay, he has not proved that he's a winner. He has not proved that he is a legit QB1. He's a great backup, and he's a great backup when you have to put him in on a short game's notice. But he's not the guy. He
All right.
never
Well,
will
we
be.
will have to. We are going to have to wait and see on that one. We'll see how Aaron Rodgers is feeling and if he will get that start. But let's move things over to PNC Park, where the Buccos fans have been getting coal for years now. But Jeff Passan says the Pirates are in on Schwarber and have offered Naylor some big money. Are the Pirates finally going all in, or is this just a smokescreen, for nasty fans or to satisfy fans? Nate, what do you think about this?
Well, I will say I'm a nasty fan, and I hope they're trying to satisfy me because I am pretty sick of watching what we've had to watch for years at this point. And if there was a chart, like take a vision with me here, a chart. So right here you got talent, and right here how much you got to pay the guys, affordability, right? Talent, you got Paul Skeens up here, right? Affordability, you got Paul Skeens. The perfect meet of the perfect player. There will never be a better chance to be a winning team than right now with Paul Skeens. He is the best pitcher in baseball on one of the best contracts you will find in baseball. So now what do you have to do? You have to build that awful offense that they have had for years at this point. You have to build it up and go after some guys. You know, they went after Josh Naylor supposedly until he re-signed with Seattle. That's the type of guy I'm looking for. Schwarber, also, he's really high money, maybe not so much. Obviously, I would love Kyle Schwarber, but I feel like we're getting a little greedy if we want him. But let's take two $15, $20 million guys, and we got something really cooking here in Pittsburgh.
I think you're 100% right. I mean, the time is now for this team to make a big decision because you have a star-studded player. You have one of the best players in baseball on such an easy contract. You can build so much around him. You have so much money to work with. You have to do it now, no doubt.
Exactly.
I would like to share you guys' optimism that the Pirates are actually going to do something. I just can't agree. Listen, offers are good at everything, but until they make an actual legit move and sign somebody, I'm not in on the fact that they are going to spend big money, okay? To me, it sounds a lot like what another Pittsburgh team in the Steelers do. Like this offseason, they said that this deadline, they said that they were going to be buyers. They bought no one. So until the Pirates show me that they are actually in the legit business of competing and buying, I'm not believing it until I see it.
I bet Bob Nutting is going to prove you wrong here soon.
Bob Nutting's going to prove me wrong?
He's going to prove you wrong.
I'll put money on that.
It'll be, we got a lot of time here this offseason. Hopefully the Pirates will help us Buccos fans out. Obviously, everyone knows if you watch this show that I am a victim of the Buccos bandwagon. But now, we've mentioned Christmas a little bit in this show, but it's not time for Snow Talk in the Burgh quite yet. We've got to get through Thanksgiving first. So when we come back, we go over our sports wishbone wishes and the top 5 Thanksgiving foods. Stay tuned.
Do you want to meet a family with a transgender kid? Here we are. Max loves to do backflips. Max loves to play his ukulele. Max loves to just be a kid and just be himself. When I found out I was pregnant, all I really wanted was a happy, healthy, whole child. And that's what I got. I think it's really important for people to know that trans kids don't have a political agenda. They are just kids. Like any parent, we love our kids unconditionally, and we will never stop fighting for them. Stand with us. Protect our families.
Wait! Not in the toilet!
No, don't do that. No.
Don't hit your brother! Ooh!
Not again!
What did I tell you about playing in the mud?
Raffy, not so close to the pool. Wait!
Frankie! What are you doing? We told you never to touch the gun!
I'm sorry, I didn't think it was that big of a deal.
You could have hurt yourself!
Safely store your guns. Unload, lock, and away from ammo.
Welcome back, and welcome to Thanksgiving Talk in the Burgh. Usually Casey comes up with the holiday names, but I think he skips right to Christmas. So this time I had to do it myself. Feel free to drop in an angry comment below, but let's get right into it. Now we all have sports wishes. Luckily for us, when we sit down for Thanksgiving dinner next week, we might be able to make those happen with the wishbone. If you pull the right side of the wishbone this year, what sports wishes are you guys making? Jordan, what's your big wish this year?
You know, in all my life, there's one thing that I wanted, and that is a Pittsburgh Steelers Super Bowl in my lifetime. Now, they have won in my lifetime. They won two. They won one in 05 and 08. But I have not seen them with my own eyes win. So if Aaron Rodgers was to go out on top this year and win a Super Bowl for the city of Pittsburgh, it would be my dream, okay? I genuinely do not know what I would do. Nate, I would give up everything that you own for the Pittsburgh Steelers to win a Super Bowl and for Aaron Rodgers to go out on top. This man has had a storied career, and it's only resulted in one Super Bowl. I think if this year he got it and went out on top, I think it would be a storybook ending for Aaron Rodgers' career, similar to how it was for Peyton Manning's, and I think it would be a storybook just season for the Pittsburgh Steelers in the city of Pittsburgh.
Jordan, I'm on the same train as you are. I think if I pull that right end of the wishbone this year, I think I'm going to move it over to PPG, though. I think give Crosby one more cup before he goes out. This man has given so much to this team, been on this team for over 20 years. I mean, he's bled and he shed tears for this hockey team. He should have way more than 3 cups. Now, I know we are being a little bit greedy with 3 cups for this man and 5 cups in total as Penguins fan. But if you look at those early 2010s teams, this team should be almost in double digits with the teams they had there. And I think this guy, especially in those low years, especially these past few years in the 2020s, he deserves at least one more cup. Not for him, but also for Malkin and Letang as well. But just this entire team, give him one more cup, please. Nate, what about you?
You guys are so boring. I mean, you guys.
We're just being real.
You guys.
That's just real.
Of course,
what I want, Nate.
Of course, you want your team to win a championship.
Well,
that's
yeah,
obvious.
of course I want my team to win a championship.
That's so soft. You got to go with something real, something that changes the dynamic of the sport for a lifetime. And you know what I want? I want the transfer portal to be fixed. It's a disaster at this point. Just 5 years ago, there was less than 1,000 entries into the portal, and now there's up over 3,000 entries in 2025 already. It's not even the end of the year. This is ridiculous. It is broken. The NCAA has gotten no control over this. I don't know how they just silently got rid of the rule that you had to sit out a year when you transferred without like any special considerations like your coach being fired or leaving or anything like that. But that's gone now, and now just everybody's running freely, and it makes me sick.
I think the transfer thing is also just it's also just a combo with NIL. If these high quarterbacks or stuff are not getting the starting positions, they will just immediately transfer to another place with $8 million. It's stupid, Nate. I do agree with you.
All right, so this next one here, all right, it's another top 5 from Jordan. Now, we've seen a lot of top 5 lists in the past, some reasonable, some more controversial, but I think this one might stir the pot the most. Jordan is here to rank his top 5 Thanksgiving foods. Jordan, take it away.
Ladies and gentlemen, Thanksgiving is a very special time of the year, especially in the Big Back community, which I am a proud member of. Now, last year, our producer, Casey Irwine, gave his top 5 Thanksgiving food list, and it was absolutely terrible. So with that, it's time for me to give the definitive Sports Talk in the Burgh top 5 Thanksgiving food list. Now, starting off with number 5, we have cabbage. Now, I know, you might be sitting there thinking, cabbage, a Thanksgiving food? Yes, especially in my household, some nice steamed cabbage. Good Lord, there is almost nothing better than it. It's veggie, so it's a little healthy, but it's also delicious. There's a nice peppery taste in there. It's really the best of both worlds. Moving on to number 4, we have a true Black American classic. We have collard greens. Greens. Where do I even start with you? See, Now, here's the thing about greens. They have to be made right. If they are not done right, then man, you're dealing with a whole different dish. You don't have to put all of these silly things like cranberries in it or raisins in it or cheese. None of that. None of that is needed. None of that foolishness. Nice, classic greens are the way to go. On to number 3. Let's go with the true pie for Thanksgiving, and that is sweet potato pie. Sweet potato pie is just the natural evolution of pumpkin pie, all right? It looks better, it smells better, it tastes better. Look, guys, if you give sweet potato pie an opportunity and you taste that sweet, sweet goodness, it will change your life forever, okay? The way the pie, it just dissolves in your mouth with that smooth, caramelized goodness, I swear. It changes you, man. It changes you, especially if you add some whipped cream on top. Oh man, is all I have to say about that. Going to number 2, we have the step up from sweet potato pie. We have candied yams. Can you tell that I'm a fan of sweet potatoes? Well, let's talk about yams, okay? When it comes to that sweet food that goes with regular meals, there are none better than yams, especially when you got your yams and your mac and cheese touching on the same plate. Woo! There might be those that say, oh, well, Jordan, aren't yams and sweet potatoes the same thing? And to that, I say you simply do not know ball. They are not the same thing at all. First, let's just be logical here. One is a pie, the other one is not. But yams are not just a dessert. Yams are not a dessert. Yams are a standalone dish that you can have for dinner, but it's even better as a combo dish for Thanksgiving. Now, number 1 is the king of kings when it comes to Thanksgiving food, and that number 1 dish is baked mac and cheese. And yes, it has to be baked. I'm not talking breadcrumbs on it or anything. I'm talking about Kraft or no Kraft, no boxed mac and cheese. No. I'm talking about real Southern baked mac and cheese. All right, with about 5 different cheeses in it. Mac and cheese, when done right, it is simple, but it's the perfect dish. When those creamy, cheesy noodles touch your tongue, oh my Lord. I personally like the corner slice where you get a little bit of that nice crunch from the crispy cheese on top. And you know another thing about textures that is a big thing when it comes to food, texture is, when it comes to baked mac and cheese, you get a little bit of the crunch off the top with the gooiness of the cheese. Man, I cannot express my love for baked mac and cheese enough. It is a delicacy in my household, and it should be a staple and a delicacy for every single household in America for Thanksgiving.
You know, I usually come out of food segments like this usually with a pretty big appetite. And after reading that list, I am full, Jordan. You have completely destroyed my appetite.
What?
Not one of those foods on your list was a bona fide Thanksgiving food.
Not one?
That was just a top 5 foods list. Should have been a bottom 5.
Not one?
Yeah, I'm with Brett here. I mean,
Not
that was
one.
the worst list I think I've ever seen.
Horrible.
Jordan, do you not eat protein? Do you not eat protein?
Listen. Turkey is disgusting, okay?
Okay.
I do not eat ham. You know what I think should be the protein of Thanksgiving? It should be fried chicken, but that's another topic for another day, okay?
When you
put
have a
it
list
there.
like
Don't
that,
put double
can't
sweet
think of
potatoes.
It's not a Thanksgiving food. The other stuff I ranked is Thanksgiving
double
food.
sweet potatoes and double
It's
greens.
not,
I mean, what a horrible plate you
to
have.
Me, Nate, you clearly did not listen. It's not the same thing. One is a pie, the other one is not. Nate, I don't know what's so hard to comprehend.
They're both gross. That's the problem.
Have you had either
some
one
good
of them?
food
Have you
here.
had either one of them?
Yes, I have. They're
What?
gross. Now, let me tell you, you don't have real mashed potatoes and gravy, which is better. You don't have creamed corn, which if you had my grandma's, I know you keep saying you haven't had my parents, you haven't had my family's this. If you had my grandma's creamed corn, it's elite. You gotta have it. And then cauliflower. How did you not have cauliflower? Cauliflower is a staple. It's a staple.
A staple to
It's a
you.
staple.
All of these things are staples to me, Nate. You cannot say
Your staples
cauliflower
stink.
is
Your
a
staples
staple.
stink.
No. Your staples stink, Nate. Okay,
Your
we're talking about
staples are like an open envelope.
cream corn, cauliflower. You know what that dinner sounds like? That sounds like the most boring dinner of all time. Nate,
It's
if
real.
If
It's
I took
real.
you to my Thanksgiving dinner and you had some real black American soul food, Nate, your whole life is going to change, okay? You wouldn't go back to thinking about this cream corn or this cauliflower, okay? There are bigger things in life than cream corn and cauliflower, Nate.
Yeah, my plate of cabbage and collard greens is really going to change my life, isn't it, Jordan? It's
Yes,
really going to
yes,
change
it
everything.
is, because
ain't it?
you are thinking about the collard greens and the cabbage that you have.
Oh, okay.
have
I
a
also-
different version
I
of
also
it.
got
You're
a
from
mention.
Erie.
You were
gotta
from
mention.
Erie.
He
And what
didn't
about
even
it?
name the best pie.
People
Where's the
move.
pumpkin
My
pie?
family
Okay,
from
all
North
right,
Carolina.
that's it.
That is
We're
the
done.
South.
Enough.
Where's the turkey?
Enough. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Sports Talk in the Burgh. We will see you next time.